Oish Beis. V'hinei inyan aliyazu. This elevation. Al yidei oil mitzvahs, the elevation from that we're discussing from going up from the level of ihu v'garmoyuchad to the level of ihu v'chayoyichad, from bina to chokhmah, from the level of Levi to the level of Kohen to Kohen. So this is all shehi kabbalah adei oil mitzvahs. That is through accepting the yoke of mitzvahs, shehi kabbalas oil malchus shemayim. Basically, by accepting the heavenly kingdom, that's the way we do the mitzvahs, accept the mitzvahs. That's the way we get the elevation. So what's the connection he's going to explain now to the level of Kabbalah's oil malchus shemayim, to this idea of to the idea of the elevation that is dafke through the Kabbalah's oil malchus shemayim, is that we get the elevation. So the idea is Hine Abo Yosad Brato. Abo Chochma founded Brato, the daughter, which is basically Chochma is the basis for Malchus. And because you are Makabel Oil Malchus Shomayim, you actually get elevated to the level of Chochma, to the level of Ihu v'chayoyichad, from the level of Ihu v'garmoyi. Abo Yosad Brato. So HaMalchus Shorsho miChochma ilo Kodesh HaElyon Mamish. The Malchus root comes from Chochma ilo, which is the level of Kodesh HaElyon, actually the level of Kodesh HaElyon, the Supreme Kedusha, that's Chochma. And that's why V'lochein, and because Malchus is rooted from Chochma ilo, Gam he, also Malchus Nikra Kodesh, is also called Kodesh. Ukameshe Kosu Bezoyar Parshas Pinchas, Davreish Nun Daled Omed Beis, it says over there, Diksiv Ki Kodesh Hu Lochem. It's talking about Shabbos. Shabbos is Malchus, the seventh day. Kodesh Hu Lochem, that the Shabbos is the level of Kodesh because it is connected to Chochma Ilo, which is Kodesh Ein Shom. V'lochein al yidei zeh hu aliyas haneshamas lekodesh Elyon. And that's why through this, through Kabbalah's oil Malchus Shemayim, accepting the level of Malchus Shemayim, that's the way we reach to the level of Kodesh, because Malchus is rooted in Kodesh. Kosu Zoyar Parshas Pinchas Dafareish Nun Daled Omed Beis. Over there, it also says the Ksiv Ki Kodesh Hu Lochem, that the Kodesh is for you, and that is the level of Malchus. V'lochein al yidei zeh ol yizeh Hashem l'Kodesh Elyon, that's why it goes to Kodesh Elyon. The Rebbe is going to say now that the Rebbe, that not only are you getting from the level of Chochma, because Malchus is rooted in Chochma, but Malchus is actually rooted in Keser. And you are Mamshich even higher than the level of Kodesh of Chochma of Keser. Yes, Leimar Kizeh sheyisalu haneshamis b'mivchinas hayichud yivar gavoy l'mivchinas hayichud yivachayoyanal, this that the neshamis will be elevated from the level of the yichud of yivagarmoy to the level of yichud yivachayoyi that we were talking about before, that comes through getting a ha'orah from Keser. So Al yidei hamshochas oil hakeser. That is by drawing down the light of keser. Shel lemailo gam ha'chochma nikra chaya. The light of keser is higher than chochma. Chochma is called chaya, and here we're bringing down in order to elevate from iu v'garmoti v'chayoy from the level of keser, light of keser. And because it's higher than both, that's why he can bring it, that's why he can connect them. Since Keser is higher than both of these levels of Chayoyi and Garmoyi, with the Chochma and the Midos and the other Shviras of Atzilus, Al Kain, who are Mechaber Beis HaBchinas Hanal. That's why Keser connects these two levels. So now we have to bring down the level of Keser. So how does Kabbalas El Malchus Shamayim bring down that level of Keser? Because Malchus is also rooted in Keser. That too is drawn down through the oil mitzvahs. Just like Chochma, also Keser comes through the acceptance of oil mitzvahs. Ki ha-malchus shorsho gamkein b'bchinas Keser, because Malchus is also rooted from the level of Keser. Shaloch nikro Keser elyon di'ihi Keser Malchus. In the Pasuk Eliyahu, you say that Keser elyon, the supreme Keser, which is Keser Malchus, meaning that Malchus also is rooted and has a shoyrish in the Keser, and therefore Kabbalas HaMitzvahs, Kabbalas Malchus Shamayim, you're getting the level of Keser. Ayim Ashekosuk Mizeh B'Dibra Maschel Mimona Hanal Gabei Af Asis. Ashekosuk B'Zoyhar Bereshis Davchov Daled Omed Aleph B'Inyan Zarko. Like in the Zoyar Berechot Daled Aleph over there, discussing the timing, the level of Zarko. Zarko means to throw the Isdar Rikas La'asar Yediyah, that she is thrown to this known place, which means it's going to explain to the very high level, to the level of Keser, to the level of Arich. B'Migdash Melech Shom, so over there in the Migdash Melech Kosav, he writes, "Uliitim Yeduim Sho'ila Ad L'Mayla Rosh." There are some known times that it goes up very high, up to the top, Nizrekes Ad Arich, and it's thrown up to Arich. Hanikra Ein Sof, which is called the Ein Sof. I think that's when La'asar Yediyah, it touches the word Yediyah, Latlitim Yeduim. Sometimes, at certain times, it goes all the way up to Ein Sof. Oz Nikras Zarko, then it's called Zarko, thrown. Because you throw it, it goes to a much higher place. It goes to the level of Arich, level of Keser Arich. Ki even hanizrekes lemailo, because this is a stone which is thrown high. Begoy kirto, the sofa. Before these are abnei di kirto, maybe in a sling or something like that. The iu sofa. It means the hey, that is the peh. So for the peh, hey matzoy sapechul al. The words that one speaks of the davening become the throwing that reach the level of all the ways to Keser. That's Zarko. Shloimar, so we can say the Hainu. That is, what is this meaning? The Hematzoy Sapeh that they throw the Hainu. Sha'oishis Hatfilo Nikru Avonim. that the letters of the davening are called stones. V'yodua shemehem nasi kisorim. And it's known that they make crowns. They make crowns. The words of davening create crowns for Hashem. So v'zeu inyan zriko dis dar rikas chulu. That means that zero, that they're thrown, that they level the keser. They come into a higher, much higher level. Well, that is a yesh leimar. And similar, you can say, is also inyan zrikas dam hatomid. What do we sprinkle? We throw the blood of the tamid. Is in order, is le'oire china zarka anal, to get the zarka. Tamid and the davening are connected. The davening is become tamid. So just like we were saying by the davening, there's the level of throwing, which is to the level of keser. The same thing is with the zrika of the dam hatomid to that level. So that was in the tamid. When there was a korban, when you actually have a korban tamid. But now we're talking about bisman hazeh v'achshov hu alos nefesh habahamis. Now we're talking about bringing up the animal soul shebekoyach birur zeh goyim aliyas hamalchus, that with the power of this birur, you bring about the elevation of malchus. The birur that takes place through the davening, through the oil mitzvahs. So you add and you throw malchus all the ways up to keser. V'divrei hamaschil b'chov hei b'kislev v'ayin oid me'inyan zarko v'pardes sharatayim in perik aleph. Look further there. V'zo gam kein inyan ani kibrei shirano. But the pasuk says in Hosea that ani kibrei shirano, like a soft cedar tree, like a brush. U'kameshikosu b'pardes shom ki ani ois ayin. So ani is the same letters as ayin, which means we're talking about the level of keser, which is ayin. That ayin is kibrosh ranon, that you come up all the ways up to the level of ayin. Ayin b'zer pashlach dav kuf nun chesed beis binyan ayin. So v'hinei b'chinas malchus is baruch hanikra ani. The level of malchus, that is ani. It's the same letters as ayin. The shoyresh is ayin, but malchus is called ani, and it's shorsha mebchinas ayin. But it's went down to the level of ayin, like we said before, that ayin is in letters. So basically, it's the level of keser and the level of ein sof, level of ayin has come down to malchus, and that is lowered. And then is kibrei shranon, when it goes up, it goes higher. But then later on, malchus taka went down, just like the brei shranon that you pulled down. But later on, it goes back to its root. Zarko canal. That's the level of zarko, throwing, going up in a higher level. And also, this is the idea of Yochid Chei Ha'Ilamim, and then Umelech Yochid. So you say Yochid Chei Ha'Ilamim, Melech Meshumah. You start off with Yochid Chei Ha'Ilamim. That you have the level of Yochid that goes down to the level of Ilamim, level of Malchus, and then you have Melech Yochid, that the Melech returns to the level of Yochid. Could be there, and then you come to the level of Melech Yochid back to the Kibbutz Shrine and back to the Shoresh. So it's first Yochid, Kei Ha'olam, to the level of Melech, and then you have Melech Yochid. That we say, Shoemi Baruch Shomar B'Yishtabach. We say the Yochid Chelom in the Baruch Shomar, Melech Yochid Yishtabach. Why must it cost me the Biur Apostle Katanet? Hine al Yidei Zeh He Mailis Gam Ke Neshamas Yisrael Achuzim Bo. Through this elevation of the level of Malchus, she elevates also the souls of Israel, the Jewish souls who are holding on to the level of Malchus. The mind is that the Malchus always sings, never silences. By so a Yid is Shem Elikai, always thank Hashem, and that's based upon, since Malchus does that, so the Yidden that are connected with Malchus, they do that too. And this is the idea that we say by Yom Kippur, Bezois Yovoy Aaron Ela Kodesh. Aaron comes with Zois. Zois is the level of Malchus. Bezois Daik. She midas Malchusi is Baruch. That is the level of Malchus, Blessed Malchus. So why Dafke? Because we said that Malchus has the highest, this great Shoresh. Asher Shoresha Hagbem Oid Nailo. The root of Malchus is very high. And Veloche Nemar Uchsil Lo Yovin Es Zois. A fool would not understand Zois, not understand Malchus, because Malchus is very high. They're further elaborate in the Inyan of Zois Yovin. Then it says, Kim Bezois is Halil, what's dark about it, which means also has to be the level of Zois. So Inyan, Tzedakah Tereimim, that's the idea of Tzedakah Tereimim. Tzedakah is called mitzvahs, that all mitzvahs elevate you. And so I was going to say, regular elevations is on Shabbos, comes the special elevation which takes place in Yom Kippur. So B'chlal, the elevation is Vinei Aliyah B'Shabbos. Shenemar Ki Kodesh Hi Lochem. Shabbos is Kodesh, meaning level of Shabbos. Malchus is Kodesh Lochem. Ki Shabbos U'moichin Da Abba. Because Shabbos shines the Moichin Da Abba. That's the level of Chochmah. Baliyas HaMalchus is by Abba. The elevation of Malchus is in the light of Abba, is of Chochmah. So that's why the regular time of the Kabbalah's oil, Malchus, which accomplishes is the elevation from Malchus to the level of Chochmah, to the level of Keser, to all the great levels, that's on Shabbos. Gimel, Omnom, but Milud Kol HaBegamim. When are all the blemishes filled? That's who b'Yom HaKippurim. That's Yom HaKippurim. Shuhu Shabbos Shabbosim. That's the Shabbos of the Shabbos. Shuhu b'chinas Kodesh HaKodesh. Not just Kodesh, Kodesh. Shuhu L'maylo, Maylo, Gam b'chinas Kodesh HaElyon. That is much higher than even the level of Kodesh HaElyon. The Chochmah Ilah. So this is Chochmah Ilah. K'meshikosu b'hachochmah ma'ayin t'motzeh. That where does Chochmah come from? Level of ayin. So that's where it's higher, the higher level. U'k'meshin nisbar le'il b'shem azer de mishpatim. Daf kuf chof aleph sevom et beis. But that was the level of the Zarko, I think, yeah. No, that's Bereshis. That's not this Zayan. Okay. V'lochein, al-yidei hamshocha b'bchina zu, mismalin kol ha'pgomim, through drawing down from this level, all the blemishes are filled. V'zeu v'chiper al ha'kodesh kulu. And that's what it says, v'chiper al ha'kodesh. We're going to explain later on, there is Migdash HaKodesh, and then there's Al HaKodesh. But in this case, it gets even on the Kodesh, on the level of Chochmah Law itself, is also Chibur. V'hainu ayidei Kodesh HaKadoshim, shu HaKoyen Gadol, shu nichnas lebeis Kodesh HaKadoshim. That is through the Kohen Gadol, who enters the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Who, al derech ma shekosuv, the Zohar Reish Parshis Yisrael, similar to what it's written in the Zohar in the beginning of the portion of Yisrael Daf Samach Zayin on the base. So it says, "Is Melech le'ela." There is a king, a Malchus, a king le'ela in the supreme. The Ihu Rosa de Kodesh Hakadoshim. That's the secret of Kodesh Hakadoshim. Utechusei, beneath that level of the Melech, is Kohen. Goes a Kohen. The level of rank, first a Melech, then you have a Kohen. Who Dikri Godel is called a God, Kohen God. Ramaz explains the words of the Zohar that is Melech le'ela. What does it mean, Melech le'ela? Hainu Malchus da'ak shenase atik latzilus. This Melech above is the level of Malchus of Adam Kadmon. Shenase atik latzilus, and that becomes a keser, an atik for Atzilus. The ikir ha-arosei, the main shine of the Ak, is he bekeser chokhmah bina da'arich, in the level of keser chokhmah bina of arich. That's where it mainly becomes an atik latzilus. V'zeu inyan kodesh hakadoshim. So this keser chokhmah bina da'arich, which gets from Malchus da'ak, that's the idea of Keser Chochmah Bina, that's the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So the level of Kodesh HaKadoshim is Keser Chochmah Bina Varech. The Kohen Gadol, and so that's Keser Chochmah Bina. So that's the higher level, that's the level of Melech. That's the level of Kodesh HaKadoshim. Is Melech, the Kodesh HaKadoshim. But the Kohen Gadol, then you have the second step, which is the Kohen Gadol, who Chesed Elyon in the Arich. That's already the Chesed, Shum Chesed Arich. Anikra Yoima, the Kolu Kol Yoima. That's the day, the Midah that includes all Yoima. So that's the level of Chesed of Arich. V'hu ha-mamshich ha-oir mi-Kesed Chochmah Bina Darech Ampin. That's the Kohen Gadol. That is the Chesed. He draws down the light. Kesed Chochmah Bina Darech Ampin. The Izgalis, the Chochmah, Ilod Atzilus Ein Sham, to bring down the Chochmah of Atzilus. V'derech shenizkar b'mokav achar b'pirush Ato Kohen. Ayin b'pirush Ramaz b'rayim Mehem b'parsh Eikev. Shemamshichim. Shemamshich. What is the word? Shemamshich. Shemamshich, right? Is the next one. Shemamshich b'mchinas hu, liis b'chinas ato. Who means he? That's nister. That's something hidden. And you move from who to become level ato noichach. Dahainu mahelam elagil. And that's mahelam elagil. So basically, the Kohen Gadol serves as bringing down from Keser Chochma Bina of Arich, from the Kodesh HaKadoshim. He goes into the Kodesh HaKadoshim and he brings it down from his level is Chesed, and the level of Chesed brings it down into Chochma Lo Datzilus. And so basically the Kohen Gadol brings from the level of Helem, from the level of Hu to the level of Ato. What is the Kohen Gadol of Ato? So this is the level of Kohen Gadol in the level of Arich, serving in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, in Kesach Chochma Bina, that come out in the level of Arich. But what is the idea of Kohen Gadol of Ato, Avodas Hashem? What is, as we translate it, serves Hashem. Ubchinas Avarab. That's the great love. That's Kohen Gadol. Kohen Stam is love of Hashem, is Avas Hashem. Kohen Gadol is great love, Avarab. Kohen Zeu Bchinas Chesed. Kohen is love of Chesed, Shehu Ava. Abu Kohen Gadol, Hainu Avarab. Shehu Bchinas V'Rav Chesed. Level of Rav Chesed. I mashikos with the Ramaskal Baloshkas and Edis. Me'inyan Avarab Da'aren. Discuss the Avarab Da'aren. Shul Lemailo. B'Bchinas Ahava Ativis. That is higher. Aaron's love, which is the Kohen Gadol, is higher than the natural love Sheb'Bchinas Chesed Lavrom. The level of Chesed Lavrom, which is also a level of love. And this is higher than that level. But because the level of Aaron is not like Avram Chesed, but it's Ava Rabba. That's the higher level of Chesed. Why Mashikosu? Medivra Matzah seems to be the Kodesh La'arin. Vezehu Inyan Pnimis Alev. So what does it mean in the person Avodah? That Abba Rabba, that is the inner of the heart. That's the Aaron Kohen Gadol in the person's Avodah, in his heart. L'chomer Livi Bakshufonai. That to you my heart says Bakshufonai, which is the inner of the heart. Ayin Mashikosu B'divrei Amaskatem Mitzvah. והנה בבחינת המשוך הזו שמבחינת קודש הקדושים יש גם כן בייס בחינת. In this level that we bring down from the level of Kodesh HaKadoshim, there is also two levels. Aleph Hanikra Shabbat Shabbosin Hu, V'Abeis Hanikra Shabbat Shabbosin He. There is one that's called with a masculine, Lashon Zohar, and then there's called Shabbosin He. B'Hainu, there is Ki Kodesh HaKadoshim Atzmai, Kodesh HaKadoshim Zelzo B'chinas Keser Chochma Bina Darich. That's Keser Chochma Barich. V'Iker HaMshocha Tzorich Liyos B'chinas Atik HaMervay. We want to get from the Atik which shines in the Kodesh HaKadoshim Keser Chochma Bina. Shu B'chinas Tachton Shu B'Maitzil, which is the lower level in the Maitzil, in Hashem. So we want to get from Atik into the Hamshocha when we bring from the Kodesh HaKadoshim. B'zeu Inyan, and this is what we said before, Is Melech Le'ela. What does it mean? There is a king Le'ela Pirush. Malchus de Ein Sof. The king above, that's the Malchus of Ein Sof. The Iu Rosa, the Kodesh HaKadoshim. That is the secret of the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Over there shines the level of Atik. That's the Melech. Shemislavish b'Kesach Chochma Bina Darich, which dresses up in Kesach Chochma Darich. Be'ir Inyan is Melech Le'ela. Explaining the idea of Is Melech Le'ela. There is a king above. Yuvon Api Mashakosu B'Dibra HaMaschil Keldoidi Be'inyan Malchuscha Le'lomim. explaining the Malchus, the Pirush Malchuscha, Hainu al derech Moshe lo oir k'shu kol v'mor. That's, for example, when the light is still included in the luminary. So then he fuses, he unites with the moyer itself. When the oil is in the moyer. So, when the gilu comes from Mamesh, from Atik, then it calls Losh Zohar. Because that's the source of the flow. The source is Atik, and the level of Arich Ampin, which is the root of the Netzolim, is the Mekabel. So that's why there's the Hu, that's the Atik, and the Arich is the Mekabel. What does it mean? When we say the Atik will, it's even higher than Kodesh Kadoshim. Okay, Inyan, Mashikos of Mokom Achar, Bepirush Mamer Azal, explaining Mamer Azal, they say Yochol Komoini. The Pasuk says that you should be Kodesh. Ki Kodesh Ani. So you might think that you have to be the Kedush like the Eberste. So he says, Talmud Loimar, Ki Kodesh Ani, that Kedushosi, L'maylam Kedushasi. So explained over there, the Ein saying the Loimar Kamei Mehusim Atzvusim Mamish Chazim. Not talking about to be Mamish like the Esther Eberste. Deich Yala Das Lemekain. How would you even enter your mind to say that a Yid will be Kodesh like Hashem, and then we're not talking about that. Elapirush Komoini, Haina Rossi is Baruch HaMislabeshes, B'Shoyrish and Etzolim. That is the Ha'ora, blessed Ha'ora, blessed Etzolim, V'hu B'chinas Atik. That's the level of Atik, Shu Nikro, B'china Tachtonish of Maitzel. So we're talking about the level of Atik, which is called the low level of the Matzil. That's where the Kedusha is. Imkain, Chinazu, Hilamaylo Gam B'chinas Kodesh HaKadoshim. So that's why it's even higher than Kedusha HaKadoshim. Shezeu Nikro Kedusha Schem. Kodesh HaKadoshim is the Kedusha that the Eberster gave to the Yidden. And we're saying Yochel Komoini, that it can be even the level of Tachtonish Matzil, the level of Atik. Kihu Shoydesh Hanetzol. So that's why that's why that's the Kodesh HaKadoshim, that's Kedushas. Mashenken B'chinas Atik Nikra Kedushosi. That's Kedushahu B'chinas Tachtonish of Maitzel. Elo Shahu Ameir B'chinas Kodesh HaKadoshim. But that Shina Kodesh HaKadoshim, Vazai Nikra Shabbos Shabbosim. Who? Because that's the level of Atik. V'zeu Inyan HaMelech HaKodesh. The higher level is Melech that says in Zohar. I must cost Mokamach, the Maslow of the Chodesh Binyan Shabbos Shabbatoi. So Vazai Nemar, the kipur ala Kodesh. So that's what also on the Kodesh, on the level of Chochmei Law. So the Malagam came, Afila Abgam on the Geber Abba on Nikra Kodesh Elyon. That would fill even in a blemish that touches the Abba, which is called Kodesh Elyon, that would even repair that. And then we have the second level, which Shabbos and he, it's only Mechaper al Migdash HaKodesh,